A look at how many Americans own stock, and the AI suggests a retirement portfolio size. Let's take a look. Hello, this is ChartGPT today. A lot of people ask the question is how much does stock ownership in America? Maybe some people don't care, Main Street versus Wall Street. But there's been a report here by the Motley Fool, and they came out with a key finding here, where 158 Americans, or 61% of U.S. adults own stock. So is America involved in Wall Street? Well, you can read some of those other key findings, but let's take a look at some of this in chart form. So here, in fact, is that this is American adults that own stock, which is pretty high, over 60%, which is good. It's up here recently, which is interesting. But if you break it down, most people own stocks through ETFs or their 401ks, et cetera, et cetera. The amount of Americans that own stocks directly is probably, what was that, around 15%. That's in 2019. It's a little bit old, but it's pretty low actually. And then we look at the ownership by social economic strata. You can see the bottom 50% own virtually nothing, and even the 50 to 90%. So you're talking almost 90% of the people own virtually less than, was about 10%, and it's fallen since the year 2000. So the amount in terms of stocks is quite low, and when you look at the value of them, it's even lower. So yeah, it's very low. In fact, most Americans don't really own stocks. They're not really involved in Wall Street. Of course, you start focusing on your 401k, and of course this is O'Leary, a Canadian investor from Shark Tank. He says that you must be investing 15% minimum of your income. Well, most people may not be able to afford 15%. It's nice to say that when you're a billionaire. That's what he's suggesting. So kind of getting into that a little bit, the average 401k balances in America, you can see the average here, but if you look at the median, is quite low. So the question becomes, and how much do you need for retirement? So we asked the AI that, and you can read the details in the description box on the post link. And it says, like, and this is pretty modest. Say you want a $40,000 income, and you get Social Security, and you have a $15,000 annual gap, so you'll need $375,000 saved. And this is pretty moderate, right? So most people are not going to have the retirement, even a golden retirement, and $40,000 a year is not that much. I suppose you could go live in a cheap area that might be enough. Most Americans will not have a good retirement. And of course it gets worse as you go back through the generations, the Gen X's, the Millennials, and of course the Gen Zers. So most people are probably not going to have good retirements. Of course that bleeds into the politics. Take your online poll. Will a retirement be the golden years or a disaster for many future retirees as the Gen Xers now come online to begin thinking about retirement? Take your online poll to give us your opinion on that. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe.